Today we're going to shake things up a little bit. I have got a fragrance haul with some items from eBay and a couple of goodies I got from Chad at A Gentleman's Journey.
I finally found what I'm missing, and now you got all my attention. Driving me wild, got me wishing that you were all mine. You're irresistible, it's so refreshing. You're irresistible. Tell the essence. I can feel your energy all over me. Close my eyes and I breathe in. You're irresistible.
Today's episode is proudly brought to you by www.myfragrancesamples.com. Enter our discount code CFR15 to get 15% off. Get a free sample every time you purchase and free domestic shipping. What's up fam, it's Cam and welcome back to CFR. We have never done a haul video here, so I thought this would be a nice time to do it. I've got a little accumulation. These have trickled in slowly from eBay, and I also have two fragrances that were sent out to me from my boy Chad over at A Gentleman's Journey, who happens to be on a little hiatus at the moment, but he will be back, or I'll just beat the ever-living shh out of him. Okay, the first two fragrances I'm going over are either in the midst of being discontinued, whatever. You need to get your hands on them. eBay is a great place to find those. They can get a little pricey. This one was not too expensive because it's just been recently chopped. This one is Versace Man. Now, if you guys have smelled Versace Man Eau Fraiche, it is nothing like this. This is a completely different scent profile. That one is spring and summer. This is 100% fall and winter. It has got a really nice tobacco note in here. It's got some musk, some amber, some warm spices, a very nice masculine and contemporary fragrance. Why they are cutting this from the collection is beyond me. It was released in 2003. I did have a bottle of this, I think maybe back in 2006, 2007. I was living in a townhouse at that time. That's why I remember, I was trying to picture where this was sitting. It was sitting on that sink in that master bathroom in that townhouse. I don't remember where it went, if I used it up or if I gave it away or what, but yeah, if you find this somewhere, you definitely want to grab it. Fantastic fragrance, and sucks that it's gonna be out. Next fragrance up is actually a fragrance that Ashton had on his channel the other day, and he was talking about, he found it for like, I think 35 bucks or something. And of course they were sold out, but I did find one on eBay. It wasn't $35, but it was a decent deal compared to what some of these are going for, and probably in another year or two will be going for stupid money. It is Mandarina Duck Black Extreme. This is a fragrance that was released in 2014. It is a Oriental Fougere. Some of the notes on this one are bergamot, tangerine, pepper, tonka bean, tear flower. Now, tear flower is an interesting note. Yankee Candle used to actually have a candle that was called Tahitian Tear Flower. By far the most amazing candle they ever carried. I burned that candle for years. I actually scoured eBay for that candle. I did find one, and then I found a bag of melts, but those bag of melts must have been sitting up for a minute because like they barely put off any fragrance. So tear flower is like a tropical flower. It's a white flower, but I'm not usually real big on white florals, but if it's done right, I love it. So it's actually in here, and it also has some orange blossom, sandalwood, vanilla, and cedar. If you have not got your nose on this one, this is a nice fragrance. I can't remember, I did have this one time before, but I can't remember if I did a review on it. But I remember my buddy Jorge Alberto is the one who actually turned me on to this fragrance. So Jorge, wherever you are, I don't know if you ever watch me anymore, bro. I don't talk to you anymore, bro. Hit me up, bro. Great fragrance though. This will probably, I guarantee probably like, it won't be long, you'll see this one for like 300 bucks, so skedaddle and get you one. Next fragrance up is a 2019 release that has actually been getting a little bit of hype here recently. And I think it was about 2 weeks ago, me and my son were at the mall, and he and I love to go around and smell everything. We used to have a really, really good Sephora that had like tons and tons and tons of fragrances. Here in Fayetteville, we don't have like huge options. We've got Macy's, we've got Belk's, and then of course, there's TJ Maxx and Ross and all that. But you're not gonna see a fragrance like Moschino Boy Toy in Ross or TJ Maxx or somewhere like that. So I think we were either in Macy's or Belk's, and we were checking out different fragrances, and I smelled this one. Of course, my son thought that the bottle, with the bear was cool, but because there'd been a little bit of talk about this when I have not watched anybody's videos on it, so I wasn't even sure, I just kept seeing the little black bear. I was like, let me smell that and see what that's like. So if you guys will remember, a little while back, I did a review on the 8 & Bob Nuit de Megev that I got from the Twisted Lily when it went out of business. They sent some samples of some really nice stuff that actually put a fragrance from Byredo on my radar, 11th Hour. So when I sprayed this one on, I was like, I've smelled something like that before, and I couldn't put my finger on it. And then when I got home, I was like, maybe that's it. So let me just go on the record. Okay, here's my sample of the Byredo 11th Hour. They open completely different. There are slight similarities or whatever, but the dry down is really, really close. There's not a massive, massive difference between the price of the two, but I mean, if you wanna save like, a good 40, 50 bucks or whatever, this I think would be a nice alternative to 11th Hour, because I was actually going to buy this, but I feel like it's close enough, at least for now, that I think I can get away with wearing this. Now, the downside to this is if you're like somebody that's new into the fragrance game, like actually Ashton and I were talking on the phone about this, and he mentioned that he said this in his review of this, that like if you're, if you don't have a big collection, if you're just a guy looking for, like a regular fragrance, this might not be for you. So at least they do have it where you can sample it. This is a unisex fragrance. It is a little bit more daring. It's more of a daring release for a designer release. I think that this like actually has some niche qualities to it. I was really impressed with it. My son was like, "Yuck, Dad, that's gross." But of course, it's not like, like Mandrina de Amalfi or Costa Azure or something like that. He's in there like wearing like tobacco oud and stuff like that. So to be 9 years old, his nose is a bit sophisticated. But, I think his initial reaction to this will probably be about the same for, people who are relatively new to smelling things, that haven't smelled things that are a little unique. So this one, they were thinking outside the box. It has some rose in it. It's got some bergamot, some elemi, green pear, Haitian vetiver, and broxen are just a few of the notes. Like I said, this one is a unique presentation. It actually looks like something would sit like on maybe a little boy's dresser, or maybe even like a teenage girl's dresser. But this being unisex, this could be, actually it's in there on my shelf. And I'm just gonna go ahead and put a little bit of this on, because I actually like this. This is really nice, and probably one of the more unique fragrances that flew past me in 2019 that probably would have got like some really high marks had I had it on my radar. So I mentioned Byredo 11th Hour being close to Moschino Toy Boy. And I've had a few Byredos in my collection. The last one that I bought, I actually sold. I can't even think of the name of it. I remember it was like a patchouli fragrance that had like an ink base in it. It's just fleeting. It just happens. So many fragrances, so little space up here sometimes. But I had to pick up a spring and summer fragrance. They have some nice picks, and I did smell pulp a while back, and I had my eye on that one, so I did pick up a partial of this one off of someone on eBay. It was actually up for auction. It's an order made offer, so I made an offer. We did the counter offer thing, and both came with terms that we could both live with. But this fragrance right here is like, especially if you get to spray a little more than just a sample, this is a really, really nice fragrance. Now, It will be a little feminine for some of you for sure. But if you think like in a high heat beach, you know, by the pool, this is going to be like a really fun fragrance. It is a fruity floral fragrance. This one has some bergamot, it has some black currant, it also has some tear flower, red apple, cedar, praline, and peach blossom. So you're definitely gonna get that peach blossom in there. I think like right on the opening, it's like, to my nose anyway, it's like, yeah, it's like a clash between like the bergamot and the peach, and you're also getting that praline in there. You're getting that nice tear flower in there, another fragrance with tear flower. You know, I'm just like kind of bumping into them here, you know, with tear flower being a flower that I actually like. This is not going to be your run-of-the-mill everyday, you know, like spring and summer fragrance. If you want to wear something that's very unique, this right here is very unique, and it's like a happy fragrance. Now, like I said, depending on what you like, some people may consider this to lean a little bit feminine. But for the times that I have worn it, I have got compliments from females wearing it, and usually in my experience, women don't like smelling men that smell feminine. So, you know, you put your manly body chemistry into it, this is gonna be fine for spring and especially summer. Summer Stunner from Byredo Pulp. Next one up is another 2019 release that I actually just flew right past me maybe because of the brand, and maybe I should not be narrow-minded with my thinking, because the next one is from Polo. This one is Polo Blue Gold Blend. Now, I think that I saw this in Macy's, if I'm not mistaken, when this first came out. I think it was a Bloomingdale's exclusive, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, if I'm wrong, I apologize for that, but they do have this in Macy's now, or at least the representative at Macy's told me that they had it. They were just out of it. But I got to looking around on eBay and actually found this. And the reason that I went hunting for it is because my buddy JB was like, dude, have you tried Polo Blue Gold Blend? Now, I had the original Polo Blue, I think it came out 2003, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure I'm right about that. I had the Polo Blue, I had Polo Blue Sport, I had, I mean, a bunch of different Polo. I mean, back then, you know, you had Polo, you had, you know, Calvin Klein, and, you know, all these brands like that. So as you start getting into different things, some of these brands are like, they get a little monotonous, mundane, Kenneth Cole, Lacoste, you know, of course you'll pick little ones here and there that work for you or whatever. This right here is fire. Straight up, I mean, it's like, I was really, really impressed. Like, JB was like, dude, for real, like, this is one of my girlfriend's favorite fragrances. I get compliments galore. Now, I have actually worn this one out one time since it came in, and the minute, I mean, literally, like within the first 5 minutes, I won't say first minute, within the first 5 minutes of this being on, I got a compliment. Then later on in that evening, I got another compliment with a really, really, really super tight hug from a really, really foxy lady. And she was like, dude, you smell amazing. So that was all day that it was on, still pulling compliments. And this is rather, I mean, I'm like, oh my God, it's so crazy. Oh my God, it's so good. But considering that, you know, I used to really rock with Polo, and then I was just like, For them to come out with this is going to be a contender for the blue fragrances. As a matter of fact, I have some other blue fragrances that are coming in that are getting a little traction right now. I think I'm gonna do like a little street reaction battle. Maybe have like this one go head to head with maybe Acqua di Gio Profundo, or maybe YSL Eau Fraiche, and then take the winner of that and then make the other one go head to head between like those three. So I think that would be like a good concept. We'll see how that plays out, but matter of fact, if you'd like to see, that would be like 2 street battles. If you'd like to see that, let me know down in the comments. Okay, so I'm looking up the notes on this one, and it was released, the original, the OG, this one that flanked that one, it was released in 2003. The notes on this one are lime, citron, grapefruit, ginger, pepper, cardamom, melon, sage, lavender, green apple, incense, vetiver, patchouli, and amber. I mean, listen to them notes. That sounds good to me. And if you've not tried this one, I would highly recommend getting your nose on this, especially if you're like, you know, used to Rockwood Polo, or even if you do Rockwood Polo. This one does smell different. I mean, they think they've got like 4 of these, if I'm not mistaken. This one's by far the best. Okay, those were my eBay pickups. Now I've got a couple that Chad sent all the way from Canada. And I don't know if these are to prefer or not. You like that, don't you, Chad? But anyway, he did turn me on to a brand that I have seen a little bit about. And now that I actually, like, when this thing came in, I was like, dang, this is good. This is, I don't know if I'm gonna butcher this. I think it's Trussardi. This is the red. And after looking, I've actually seen some people like do some reviews on this, and people like this. If you're looking for a really sexy, cheap banger for like the fall and winter, yeah, this one's actually really nice, and it does not smell like super synthetic and cheap. This one is like a really nice, this would be like, you know, like fall and winter signature scent worthy. I was really shocked when I saw, you know, that these things are fairly inexpensive, and like further investigating, there's like some pretty good fragrances from this line. So if you've not checked out, excuse me, it's Trussardi or Trussardi Uomo the Red. So this was a gift from Chadster. Now, we've had a lot of fun doing collaborations. We've collabed with some really great channels, and I mean, I can't sit here and say like, you know, like what was the absolute best, but some have just been like fun. And one of the fun reviews that I did was with this maniac Chad, and it was a masterpiece of just him being foolish. And he did this, actually he did the review, and this had me come on acting like a redneck to give a stamp of approval, so he wasn't, you know, like making rednecks be ass hurt, let's just put it that way. So he broke out Zippo US, or was it was this Glorious, but it's Glorious, but it's spelled with the US, and then you got your with your American Eagle on here, and then you got your, like Chad said on the review, like a tacky Zippo bottle. But you know what? This is not like horrible. I thought this was gonna be like a super trashy, cheap, synthetic, horrible mess. It does have those nuances about it, but it's nowhere near as bad as I thought it was. It's kind of, yeah, this is a very loud fragrance when it comes out. It does just say it's in your face, and like how he put it, let's just roll back and look. And I thought maybe we could roll like the scene with the lawnmower and all that crap. You remember that on his review? When he did the Zippo, or he did it on ours, didn't he? He did. No, I think he did a singular review on this, and that's where he had like, where I pulled out the gun. That's right, Chad. I approve this message. This fragrance is star-spangled awesome. Woo! America! And all that, and then he had like the dude on the lawnmower with the fireworks and all that crap. So maybe just show like a couple of clips of that. So yeah, this is a very loud, inexpensive, obnoxious fragrance, but like I said, you know, like it's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be, but it's more of like a gag gift or novelty item, you know, with that boudou. Atomizer ain't all that bad. But at the same time, it don't smell like total trash either. So Chad, thanks dude, appreciate it. So you will be seeing some of these fragrances, if not all of them, reviewed here very soon. I just thought I'd do a haul video with you since I haven't done one, and it's been like a really rough few days, so I thought I would just, you know, wasn't trying to cheat and just, you know, bust out an easy video, but I thought this would be interesting. And I got another idea for a haul video that I'll probably do for you soon. And if you like these, let me know. You know, I know haul videos are kind of popular, so never done one before, so we'll see how that goes over. And if there is a fragrance that you just saw here that you would like to see a full review on first, just drop it down in the comments and I'll do my best to hook you guys up. Until next time, be disruptive, wear what you want, when you want, have fun. Make sure that you're subscribed to Carolina Fragrance Reviews, activate that notifications bell, smash that like button, leave some comments down below. We'll see you next time on Carolina Fragrance Reviews.